This past weekend was the NFL wildcard round, and there was a crazy slate of games, and one of the most anticipated matchups was the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. This AFC North rivalry has been a staple of NFL football for years, and as of late, the Steelers have had Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens number. Going into this game, Lamar's record versus the Pittsburgh Steelers was 2-4, and this coupled with the concerns of Lamar as a playoff quarterback as a whole was the main narrative going into this matchup. But this offense came to play versus this top-ranked Steelers defense and put it on them. They put up 28 points and ran through Pittsburgh in a 28-14 win for a berth in the divisional round. The Steelers defense franchise is prided upon great defense, so how did the Ravens do it? First off was the Ravens' commitment to running the ball early and often versus the Steelers defense. Todd Monken was heavily criticized last year for only running the ball 6 times in the Ravens' AFC Championship loss to the Chiefs, and I don't think he's planning on making that same mistake twice. The Ravens ran the ball 50 times for 299 yards as an offense, which is the 9th most in playoff history. This included a 13-play drive of straight run plays and Billy Ball, 85 yards to the end zone. They fed their all-pro back Derrick Henry all game and got Lamar heavily involved in the run game. They ran different variations of power and inside zone and did a great job of letting Derrick Henry get downhill. King Henry finished with 186 yards and 2 touchdowns on 26 carries. Secondly was the Ravens' ability to put out different personnel groupings and still be able to get favorable matchups in the passing game. With Zay Flowers down, the Ravens opted to operate in 12 personnel, a league-high 31.4% of their offensive snaps Saturday. This ended up moving Isaiah Likely all over the field. He took reps at wideout, slot, running back, and tight end throughout the game, logging 3 catches and 53 yards, which led the team. They even added new wrinkles to their offense, using a wildcat play we've never seen them do this season that went for 30 yards. Third was Todd Monken's game plan to isolate TJ Watt and take him out the game completely. From the get-go, Monken had a plan in place and now let Watt wreck this game. Against the run, the Ravens made sure to run opposite of Watt, and for most of the game, Watt was getting a tight end helping him in some capacity. Anytime Watt was being blocked, it was just to cut him off if the zone run had somehow bounced to this side, and this neutralized him. When passing the ball, the Ravens decided to either double Watt or have him be chipped every other rep. There were rare occasions where Watt was able to get a free rush to Lamar, and if by chance he did, Jackson was getting the ball out too fast for him to even make a play. The Ravens also came out and ran zone read throughout this game, and they kept reading TJ Watt. In this play, they motioned the back to keep the middle linebacker Peyton Wilson in limbo before the option, and Lamar read Watt and pulled the ball for a chunk gain. This continued happening until the Steelers made an adjustment. They had Watt continue to crash on Derrick Henry and made the linebacker scrape over the top to Jackson. This worked for a little bit until the Ravens waited to run the play again when the Steelers got in their double mug look to simulate pressure. Once the Ravens were able to get the middle linebacker lined up in the A, muddled in the line of scrimmage, Lamar had a wide open lane. The part of the game that really impressed me, encouraged me as a longtime Ravens fan, was Lamar's growth and poise. Last year versus the Chiefs, and even sometimes throughout this season, Lamar was too focused on looking downfield once he got out the pocket and would miss some open running lanes, and he's adjusted accordingly. Throughout this game, Lamar is decisive, accurate, and on a mission to get the Ravens his W. In the passing game, this is the first time I've seen Lamar just tuck and run if nothing was there. If the ball wasn't getting out within 2 to 3 seconds and he didn't like what he saw, Lamar was gone. When he did decide to pass the ball, Lamar was throwing with timing and anticipation, and the Steelers were at his mercy. If Lamar continues to play like this and the Ravens offense is operating this smooth as a whole, we may finally get to see this Ravens team get a Super Bowl berth. They have the Bills this weekend, and it'll be an exciting matchup between MVP candidates Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.